Too many black bodies falling. Come on, brothers, love one another. Put down the gun. Let's go.
Any place, anytime, anyone can get it. Bust stack, gap, pills of water when I wet it. I owe niggas shots like doctors paid on credit. The white good K kid who wanna catch it. Nigga claim gangsta, let me see him rep it. Dog want a bone, come fight or fetch it. It's hectic. We caught him heading for the exit. Cat straight pussy, hold spot like a leopard. I come with crook and flail the flock, need a shepherd. Hang with hooks and nails, the Glock, spray like pepper. Clear out the block, then moving like a settler. Chop down trees, make it rain like the weather. They call me king of rock, I'm tougher than leather. With the heavy clip, trigger light as a feather. With the HK, I'm like Koch with the heckler. Play my pawns like chess, this ain't checkers. I'm reckless, and you caught up in the nexus. New Jersey drive, my dude about the Lexus. Gun real big, like I get them shits from Texas. Hollow tip, hollow out, core solo plexus. My nigga reckless, he's living reckless. Snatch your itch hill, snatch your necklace, a hooligan and wretched. I'll cast like a leper. Nightfall hit, he get it quick like a leopard. In the jungle, makes you humble. Where seas don't wave and bees don't fumble. Put up, player, I hear it off and tumble. I suggest y'all niggas step before y'all niggas stumble. Any place, anytime, anyone can do it. Putting bodies in the casket, family's gonna view it. Mother carried flowers, father never knew it. Wasn't there to raise the baby, and the block won't excuse it. YG claimed blood, OG said prove it. Try to push weight, but little nigga couldn't move it. First he starts to use it, then he starts to lose it. Now blood on his door like the little nigga Jewish. Caught up on the block, twisted like a Rubik's. Bricks weighing grams, caskets measure cubits. Bodies keep dropping, families going through it. Brothers on the run like Jesse, you can do it. Living fast and furious with guns in the Buick. Everybody stick them up, and I ain't trying to glue it. Lawyers out to sue it. The courts won't excuse it. Black body in the chair, and the judge said executed. Think this shit is glorious? My nigga, don't be stupid. Mother broken hearted, but the shooter wasn't Cupid. Evil goes around like the devil chopped excluded. 3-6 mafia like Bishop started juicing. My nigga reckless, he's living reckless. Snatch your itch hill, snatch your necklace, a hooligan and wretched. I'll cast like a leper. Nightfall hit, he get it quick like a leopard. In the jungle, makes you humble. Where seas don't wave and bees don't fumble. Put up, player, I hear it off and tumble. I suggest y'all niggas step before y'all niggas stumble.
That is Reckless, the new joint by your boy Hakim Green.
You know, what is
produced by Ron Amin Ra Lawrence. Little something new. You know, I try to keep it flowing, keep that real hip hop going. Who we got in the building? I see somebody in the building. Peace and shout out to you guys. You watching IZM Sports, episode 228. My guys are on their way into the green room. The green room, Hakim Green, the green room. You get it. All we do is spark IZM. All we do is spark that green. That said, I guess I'll do a little promo, a little shameless promo. First, we're gonna promote IZM, MadIzmInc.com. Where I got music and I got merchandise. We got the IZM shop where you can get t-shirts, sweatshirts, long sleeve tees. All we do is spark IZM. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We also got the baseball tees. And we have the muscle shirt, t-shirts. We got the gold foil. And like always, we remind our people, don't sell your ass, DSYA. Don't sell your ass, you know? So yeah, that's the 24 hours of peace movement we got going on over there. And then we also got, that's the IZM movement, but we also got 24 hours of peace. What up, Wes?
What's going on, Hop?
Cool. I'm just, was killing some time plugging what we got going on over at IZM Inc. And now, I just want to highlight 24 Hours of Peace Inc. right fast. That's a very important movement. 24 Hours of Peace. Of course, it's the annual festival we do in Newark, New Jersey. Big shout out to the great city of Newark, New Jersey, Mayor Roz Baraka, whole team Baraka, you know what it is. But we got 24 Hours of Peace Inc., which is the movement. Go to the website and you can get you some fly 24 Hours of Peace gear. You see what it is. You see what it is. And bro, in this world we living in today, we need peace in our lives, my guy, because the orange man is wilding. I heard a B-52 bomber just left Europe. Seems like it's heading over to that area of the world we call the Middle East, where sits a nation known as Iran, a civilization that's been around for thousands of years. And he said he's going to blow it off the map. That's where we at right now in this day and time.
Yep.
It's hard to talk sports given, what we're going through today. But this is a sports show, so I guess we should oblige the viewers, the listeners, talk sports.
I think that's the play right there.
Yeah, that's the play, literally. Yeah, so it's a big weekend of college basketball, bro. We got 2 new national champions, the Michigan Wlverines for the men's and the UCLA Lady Bruins for the women's college basketball. And it's, I guess, both of those 2 teams, it's been a minute since they've won a national championship. I don't know if the Bruins have ever won. Is that the case? Wes disappeared. Where'd you go? Wes disappeared. I know for the Michigan Wlverines, this is the first national championship they've won in 37 years, I saw. So it's been a minute for them. The Lady Bruins, I don't know if they've ever won a national championship. I'm hoping my co-host can inform us so we know what we're talking about. But they did their thing talking about the Lady Bruins. Actually, the Michigan boys did too, but we'll talk about that separately. The Lady Bruins, and of course, beat the South Carolina Lady Gamecocks, led by Dawn Staley. We saw the controversy that came out of that semi-championship game with UConn, which is a whole nother story, how the UConn men's and women's basketball teams seem to always be in a Final Four. That shit's amazing to me. But there was a little back and forth between, what's his name from UConn? Gino Auriemma. Can't forget his name, though I'd like to after his shenanigans this past weekend. Dawn Staley's South Carolina Gamecocks put belt to ass. You there, Wes? Can you hear me? Wes is trying to figure it out. So the semi-final game between the Gamecocks, South Carolina, Dawn Staley's team, Gino Auriemma, UConn, legendary coach Gino Auriemma, probably the greatest women's basketball coach, college basketball coach in history. He's kind of like always expected to win, and he usually does. He struggled against the Dawn Staley-led South Carolina team. The last time they met up was in the championship in 2022, and the Gamecocks won that championship game. And then playing in the semifinals this year, they won as well. And if you haven't seen, Gino Auriemma was complaining at the end of the game that Dawn Staley didn't shake his hand. At first we didn't know what was going on. We just saw the blow up after the game when the teams were shaking hands, and Dawn Staley went to go shake Gino Auriemma's hand, and he had said something to her we couldn't tell off rip. But then Dawn Staley reacted, and we could all see her reaction. She was not pleased with how that whole thing went down. Now, coming off her win, it was a very big win. The South Carolina team played dominant basketball like they have been all tournament and all year. And, for the last, 5, 6 years, or maybe a little longer than that, since Dawn Staley's been the head coach over there, like they've had a very good run. Like I mentioned earlier, they seem to always be in the Final Four. They did their thing. Gino Auriemma's team, Huskies, they usually represent. Gino Auriemma is the most winningest coach in women's college basketball. But his activities after that game, Wes, was upsetting.
Yeah, I apologize. I know you were talking about UCLA. They never won a championship before.
Yeah.
For the female group.
Female group never won a championship.
Yeah,
That was
they
good.
never won. That was the first one. And that coach had been coaching 15 years before she won.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But Gino, you talking about Gino and Dawn Staley?
Yeah.
Well, apparently Pat Summitt felt the same way about Gino.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people on record that have said that Gino got some different type of agenda that people don't see all the time. And so, you always gotta watch the dynamic when it comes to certain folks. Probably one of the most insecure individuals, not Gino itself, but his genre of folks that look like him are probably the most insecure folks.
White men. You're talking about
white men are probably they would be considered some of the most insecure. Not all, right, but
not all, but
a huge margin of them.
Yes,
are some of the most insecure creatures that walk the planet.
Yeah,
just put it that way. So, a black woman at that, not doing anything in line with what he wants. He just wanted to be a bitter, old, adjective white man. At the end of that game, he just wanted to have something to complain about, and he was just, he was butthurt, if you want to just put it in layman's terms. Because he got smacked, just like Dawn Staley got smacked and said we got smacked, and the better team won.
Yeah,
because they were good and they deserved to win that game, and that's it. Like he couldn't get himself around saying that part.
Yeah.
So usually in those type of games, the better team does win. It's not luck, right? Final Four games kind of show you who just like in the men's. I mean, when you got 24-year-old seniors playing against 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds, it's gonna be a little different, you know. And Michigan is like, they did the NIL thing the right. Well, they did the NIL thing the way it's done.
Let's save that because that's a whole subject in and of itself, and I want to go deep into that.
Yep.
Just staying with Gino Auriemma and Dawn Staley. I was extremely upset about the whole thing because you're stealing this team's thunder, Dawn Staley's thunder as a head coach. And then you make the conversation about you, even in your loss, you make it about you and not necessarily the loss and what you could have done better, but you make it about, the incident itself. And then he lied. He just made things up that weren't true. That weren't true. And it's like you did that in real time. Okay, you were emotional after the game. You exerted, you expressed that feeling the wrong way. Okay, got it. But then you had time to think about it. You had time to go back into the locker room and reflect on everything. And your option was to lie more, create lies and distort the truth. That's just horrible, man. That's like a really bad look. And I don't know if there could be some type of punishment levied by the NCAA, maybe by UConn, something that says that that's intolerable. Like the respect level, head coach to head coach. Gino Auriemma is arguably the greatest women's college basketball coach in history. Like his legacy is firmly cemented, no doubt. But you got Dawn Staley's like, she's been proving her worth for a long time now, her basketball acumen and, how she leads teams, how she goes about her business. Never any incidences, never any questionable activities or motives on her on behalf. South Carolina team, even from the I know there was the beef between the controversy between LSU and Caitlin Clark's team, and then they would go on to face South Carolina. And it was always like, Carolina came to play. The sports women's like conduct was always above board, next level, right? For him to throw that type of energy at Dawn Staley was horrendous. And then even in the apology, did not apologize to her. You could tell it was a canned statement, probably came from the university, but he apologized to the South Carolina coaching staff, South Carolina University. He didn't name Dawn Staley in his apology. And that was, to me, again, short, considering all of your ire was directed at her. So yeah, I just wanted to put that
I
out.
think you you broke it down eloquently, brother. Like, I mean, that was basically it in a nutshell. I mean, he refused to acknowledge his accountability. I think it's really like being a bad parent, right?
Mhm.
It's about the kids, right? That program, college sports, is about the players, not the coaches, right?
Mhm.
And it wasn't enough for him to eat crow and with a loss for a team that just firmly beat him,
Mhm.
and give credit to some young ladies that he coaches. He has young girls too, right?
Right.
And he would want them to be acknowledged if it was something that happened to him.
Yeah.
If he was in Dawn's shoes, he would have wanted it to be about his players, not about him.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Dawn was trying to even show. Like, I've been consistent with this since I've been a coach,
Mhm.
and I've never done anything different. And he's just making something up just because he's angry about losing. It's a different scenario.
Mhm.
And like I said, people that want to dig deeper into Gino, what happens is the longer you stay around, the more information people have on you, right? And so, with people like Candace Parker, who played for Pat Summitt, and Pat Summitt was very well respected in her time as one of the
Yeah.
best college coaches in women's basketball. People can argue that she was one of the best, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And he had to go through her first, and she had nothing good to say about the man.
Yeah. And now
So
she put out a
this,
book, 2013, 2014,
yeah,
where, she highlights this type of behavior from him in
yep,
her own personal, her personal interactions with him as a coach
yeah,
and as a human being.
yeah.
They-
So
yeah, I'm
yeah,
sorry.
people hide behind that stuff,
Mhm.
and then they want to be like, "What?" I feel like Dawn Staley didn't get the John Chaney treatment,
Mhm.
but Gino tried to do the Calipari, right? And Calipari got away with being like, "What do you mean? What did I do?" And people that understand who John Chaney was as a coach and an
Mhm.
individual, as a man, know that he was baited
Yeah.
by John Calipari, and he lost his really credentials in college coaching because of that outburst, which was somebody he never wanted to be. But John Calipari said the magic words, and no one wants to talk about what those words were. Right? For him to go to where he went, scorched earth, John Chaney, a man that's been around racism and stuff like that, followed the civil rights movement,
Mhm.
coaching at a time when it was him and John Thompson.
Yeah. That's it.
So, and thus, he was labeled as something that he really wasn't. But Calipari got off scot free.
Yeah.
So, same scenario.
Yeah. 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 It's just,
It's sad
it's sad. It's sad. I don't have that, babe. You gotta get that to me. All we do is
because the
call.
girls won that game. South Carolina put belt to ass on UConn,
Yeah.
and then UCLA put belt to ass on South Carolina.
Well, let me ask you this. Because those two games were played back-to-back days, right?
Hmm.
Okay.
No, it was Friday. It was Friday, Sunday.
Friday, Sunday. Friday, Sunday.
Yeah.
It's still 2 days.
Well, yeah. Well, Friday, Sunday is the same as the men. Saturday, Monday.
Right. But I'm just saying in terms of in terms of that situation disrupting the attention of basketball,
Yeah.
making the conversation, it makes it harder for you to really lock in and focus on a game that you have 2 days away. Because
Oh
it was
yeah.
in Indianapolis, right? So you're
Yeah.
in Indianapolis. You're from South Carolina. You're not in familiar territory. You're still you're not
Well,
home. You're not
Indianapolis
comfortable.
is not where you want to be with that team.
No, no. You gotta wear that and try to focus through that over the course of 2 days.
Yeah.
And then you about to face UCLA, which is, these women over there are beasts. Like, they about it and have the height advantage on you and, a bigger, possibly more athletic team than you. And you got to really lock it. How much do you think that situation would have affected or could have affected the South Carolina team going into?
I think it's probably, I don't think it had, I think UCLA was still a better team, right?
Okay. Yeah.
They had the best player in the country on their team. And they played the game the right way. I mean, the way that we've been shown the game. They played with that big person, and they put 4 wing players around her, and they worked. They just put belt to ass with a person in the paint that they couldn't stop, and they kicked it back out for open threes. Being when they tried to double and triple her, it's just really that simple. That's what they did. It wasn't like rocket science. What they did, they took 4 athletic people and put her around her that could shoot. And she's the best player in the country in the paint. And she dominates in the paint because she's 6 whatever, and she's big. And she has a big sister too, a little big sister. So that's her backup. So it just goes to show you that. And you look at South Carolina, they looked little out there with that girl. Like, they looked really small. Like, it looked like Shaq was playing against Dikembe and company. Like, it didn't matter.
Right.
And so at the end of the day, and then her teammates were knocking down threes. And they were able to play crazy defense because they had that anchor in the paint. And she was playing like a beast. That was really that's really what happened,
UCLA was just the better team, period.
They were just better, yeah. And they kept to their game plan. They didn't try to play like South Carolina. South Carolina thought they were gonna be able to run them out the gym, thinking they were faster and quicker. But the reality was, like, that big girl was packing a punch. And I mean, she was getting stuff out of there. She was blocking shots. She was, getting her players involved, and she was dominating in the paint. That was it. So, good kudos to them, because they played a great game. And I watched the South Carolina UConn game, and I thought that South Carolina was like awesome in that game, because UConn is a good squad. They got a lot of good players, but UCLA is different.
Well, let's talk about that right quick, because I mentioned earlier, UConn, that program, men's and women's basketball, regardless of the Gino Auriemma situation. But when you look at the Huskies from, Calhoun, now with Danny Hurley, and then the women's Gino Auriemma, we have mentioned he's the greatest female college basketball coach of all time.
Arguably.
Arguably.
Yeah, there's a few others out there, but yeah.
But in terms of, he's got the most championships.
I think, without a doubt.
He's been there the most times. They show and prove at the most Final Fours. What up, Kai?
Yo, what's up, fellas?
Hey, Kai.
Well, let me not go too far away from this conversation, because it's such a hot topic right now. I want to get your take on it. Of course, we're talking about the Gino Auriemma, Dawn Staley blow up.
Oh, man. My thoughts on it?
Yeah, let me get your thoughts.
Well, it was confusing, obviously, I think, for everybody at first. I think now that we've had the pleasure, thank God for social media and different angles and camera angles, I think, man, that Gino, his true self came out, his true reaction came out in the moment. And then he tried to think of a bunch of different things he could do to try to save it. The ripped shirt, which is obviously not true. The handshake stuff, or like I guess like the protocol stuff, which was not really a big deal. And then Dawn, see, people are saying that they think that he was doing that to get Dawn out of character so she could do something. That may be true, but I think he didn't really account for her blowing up the way she did and clapping back at him like the way she did. He probably thought she was just gonna hit him with it, yeah, all right, yeah, whatever, all right, and like on some like, like just brush it off, like, yeah, whatever, we won. But she was on 10 win or lose. And I don't think he accounted for that. And then that made it really blow up, and then he had to defend himself. Anyway, not to belabor it, I think it was just trash.
All right, so I want you to finish your point, but I want to readdress that.
No, that's it. I just think it was trash. I think his whole thing was trash.
So I think he did it. Like I think that he wanted her reaction to be what it was, angry black woman narrative. But it was so egregious, and Dawn is so likable that the pushback immediately across social media, mainstream media, I think he miscalculated that maneuver. Like it was a maneuver for real. But I think that he miscalculated. He thought he could get her to be irate, and then she would get the angry black woman narrative, and he can, keep it moving. And I don't think it planned out the way he thought it would.
It could be. Like I wouldn't push back and say no. He definitely didn't calculate it, because it could be that too.
And there's some
Trash
of it
either way.
You look at it. To your point, Hawk, was and I agree with you, Kai. It was trash, but to your point, is like people, not only social media, but they got professional lip readers now that are out here reading lips, and they were all over it, like telling him, Gino, don't do. She was basically, all she was saying was, don't do that. Like, no, don't do that. I'm not gonna let you do that. So basically, it was him trying to push buttons, but she reacted in a way that, like, she was already ready for his bullcrap, and that's that WP undertone that they use. They have a playbook, man, and they don't know how to divert from it. They don't even know it's a playbook, but it's a playbook, and they revert
You
to
know
it.
what? Y'all making me a believer now.
Huh?
Trump is running that playbook right now.
Yeah, it's really to what do you call it? Take away the look of looking at you, like, to why can't I think of the word?
Deflect.
Deflect, yeah. He's that's their playbook. Deflect. They deflect. And when it's something that, if the shoe was on the other foot, it would have been highlighted.
Right.
That's the difference between the two dynamics. And so, because
If the
really, to
shoe was on
human,
the other foot,
yeah.
Dawn Staley'd have to be watching out for her job right now.
Yes, and she'd have to publicly apologize to him as part of her speech.
Yes.
They would tell her that she'd have to use his name
Yep.
in her apology publicly,
Yep.
right? So
Yep.
again, it goes back to deflect versus highlight, and they don't even understand what that is, because the playbook is so ingrained in their DNA that they just know this is how this is what they do, and they don't take the opportunity, like, to understand that, just like everything else in this world changes, like, we got you on camera now, man. Like, lip readers, they right here breaking down what you were doing and what she was saying.
Right.
So she's not angry black woman.
No.
She's defending herself against some foolishness that you have a history of doing. And the craziest part about it, Pat Summit is not here to echo it, so you can get away with it because she's not here, right? So she's the other person that sits in that room with you, because when you really think about elite company, it was him and Pat Summit in that room. I mean, Tara Vanderveer from Stanford was trying to knock on the door a little bit, but she couldn't really get in. But Dawn Staley bust the door down too now.
What's this is assistant head coach. What's her name? Come on. Okay, keep
At
talking.
UConn?
No, not at UConn. I'll find it. NCAA. We all gonna look crazy right now.
But there's a lot of layers to it. That's what I would say. He just got exposed. That's pretty much what it was.
Yeah, I'm with y'all on that. Like, you both did a great job of breaking that down quickly.
It's like, we see it every day, man. That's the thing. Like I already know what you are, but tell me something different. Like, I already know what you're gonna do.
Vivian Stringer. Sorry, thank you. There you go.
Oh yeah,
Vivian from Rutgers.
Vivian was nice with hers, but she never won those national championships like that. So what I'm talking about in terms of, like, the national championship is three people right now. It's Pat Summit, it's Dawn Staley, and Gino. And Gino knows she breaking in that door. She's in the room. She's in the conversation.
Yes.
So that bothers him. He only had to deal with Pat Summit before. Now you got to deal with this one. Like, and that program is real. Just like his program is real. And kudos to both of them for keeping college basketball relevant, right? Like like UConn is like going to like Duke in college basketball, right? For
Yeah.
girls, man. That's like the Duke of
Yeah.
college basketball, period.
And for the men's these days, but
Yeah, yeah. Everybody
Yeah.
goes there. So,
yeah.
you know.
Yo, so what was the controversy with Maya Moore? Pat Summitt had some. Was it Pat Summitt who had some issues around how he went after Maya Moore? There was some shaky business with how she was recruited.
I don't remember, but I did hear there was something with her with Maya's recruitment back in the day with Gino that it was something that wasn't on board, but I don't really know the details of it.
Let me pull it up.
Yeah, that's the thing now too. We can't have a conversation without saying, let me go look it up.
Yeah. Instant.
Maya Moore, the top-ranked high school basketball recruit in the class of 2007, was a highly publicized competitive process, primarily between the University of Connecticut, UConn, and the University of Tennessee. The recruitment issue centered on NCAA secondary violation involving a tour of the ESPN headquarters arranged by UConn during Moore's recruitment, which led to a minor yet publicized dispute between coaches Gino Auriemma and Pat Summitt. That's another point. Remember NIL Connecticut, guys. I want to bring that back up.
Mm-hmm.
The violation, October 2005, during an unofficial visit, UConn coaches arranged for Moore and her mother to take a tour of ESPN's campus in Bristol, Connecticut, which was deemed a secondary rules violation because it provided an impermissible benefit. Tennessee's protest, the complaint regarding this visit was filed by Tennessee through the Southern Conference, Southeastern Conference, SEC. This was part of a larger, tense rivalry, and following Moore's decision to attend UConn, Tennessee coach Pat Summitt ended the regular season series with UConn. So I guess
they stopped playing. They used to play every year, and then after that happened, she canceled she didn't want to play them anymore. She took them off the schedule.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So last week, Wes, we talked about NIL, and Connecticut as a destination isn't as sexy as other places, and that didn't make sense to me because UConn's program basketball, I mean men's and women's basketball, is just like legendary.
Yeah,
and ESPN's right there.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, nah, it's kind of a secondary market, so the NIL look is not as great, and that's weird to me. Not that he's wrong, it's just
I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
I mean, but I would think ESPN being there would be part of the ploy, right? But I mean, and it might have had more of a benefit back then, but now the money is so different.
Well, because if ESPN is right there, it's easier for them to follow your games at UConn.
Yeah, exactly.
Just get a look that maybe somebody from, even though this is transportation technology makes everything close.
But not necessarily, because the actual reporters are not even there anymore. Like they don't work.
Yeah, they all over the country. They don't really like Bristol. Actually, is punishment to go to Bristol.
Yeah,
it's like working remote. It's like the good look now. Going into the office is not like chic anymore.
Yeah, it's a bunch of producers and behind the scenes people for the most part. I mean, there is on-air talent, obviously, Sports Center and different people like that. But even with that, those people, no disrespect to them, they're not in the field. They're reading off teleprompters, so they're not. They're going to be of no benefit. And I think just to Coach's point, I think, and I don't know this to be true or not true, but he was saying because UConn doesn't have a premier football team, UConn doesn't get the NIL money like other places. Not to say that they don't have NIL money.
That makes sense. Big. That makes a lot of sense. It has to come as a package deal when it comes to that sports thing.
Yeah.
And football and basketball gotta make sense for the people to want to pour money into it.
Got you.
As opposed to a Duke with a huge alumni thing and all that, people just
and there's also the conferences, right? The conferences play a role. That's why they've had all these teams shift to one conference. Like it's not. It's like the Big 20. It's not the Big 10 anymore.
Right.
Yo,
it's crazy.
I think it's just. Go ahead, Kai. I'm sorry.
No. I was just saying it's just crazy because the Big 10 is the part of the Big East. Like with Rutgers and Maryland or whatever they used to be. I guess it was ACC and Big East. They're all in the Big 10. Then you have like all
USC is in the Big 10.
Yeah, I was about to say all of the Pac-12 teams are now in the Big 10, and it's just crazy.
Yeah.
So JT is over on Instagram, and he said Stores is from Bristol. Whoever
Stores is in Connecticut.
Stores,
That's where
Connecticut.
UConn is.
Yeah, that's where UConn is, in Stores, Connecticut.
Oh, Stores, Connecticut, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Stores.
Yep.
Oh, so you said no. Stores is far from Bristol. Got it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty far. Yeah,
Understood.
yeah.
Stores is far from Bristol. Yo,
Got
JT, why don't you hop on over to Facebook or YouTube and comment here so we can see it right away? I'll be paying attention to Instagram as much as I should. Big shout out to everybody on IG. I appreciate you guys for tapping into IZM Sports. But if you have YouTube or Facebook, hop on over there so when you comment, we can see it, quicker, and we add you into the show. But now we're also talking about the men's game. The championship game was crazy. Big shout out to Michigan. Congratulations. What you guys think about that game?
I mean, I mean, if you just watch the tournament, Arizona was the best college basketball team, and Michigan was the best NIL basketball team. Like, dudes that could buy homes was playing for Michigan,
Yeah.
and
They look like a
dudes
pro
this,
team.
yeah, like their front line. I was like trying to tell somebody that front line is like a pro front line. Like they had a pro front line. Like they had a small forward that played big. They had a center that could shoot threes, and they had a burly power forward from the 1980s, like Ballin and Johnson. They had their guards were just good enough. They didn't have to be great. They just had to be scrappy and good. And that's all they needed, because that front line, it was just you couldn't do nothing with it the whole tournament.
Yeah.
And they 24 years old, 23, 24 years old. Grown
men. Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I did check in on the game, and I'm gonna stay here. I'm not gonna pivot, but that Knicks Hawks game, I'll just leave it there. It was something to behold. If that's the first round of the playoffs that we get, Knicks Hawks, Knicks better be ready.
So that was on last night too.
Yeah, that was on. That was it. Came on a little before, so I did catch the tail end of the championship. But But yeah, man, the Knicks are a really good team. Not taking nothing away from the New York Knicks. They're a really good team, but they better be ready.
Let's wait. I don't know how long you're going to be around, Kyle, but let's wait for that conversation. I had the Knicks coming out of the East, but I got second thoughts. Now I'm actually texting Tamika right now. I was trying to get her in the show so she could give us her thoughts on the Gino Dawn situation.
I'm sure she has thoughts.
I'm sure she does. Yeah, exactly. But I remember not too long ago, we were talking about college basketball, the men's game, and how if you weren't one and done, it was basically over for you. You might as well pack it up, maybe go overseas. You might get a G League look, but if you weren't one and done right into the league, it would be kind of hard for you to kind of, stake your claim as a professional. And NIL has changed that story like overnight, because when you say there's like 23-year-olds, 24-year-olds, okay,
but to look at the draft though, right? They like 23 from Michigan, the big the small forward or the big forward, right? The one that got hurt, they had the bad ankle, right? He's 23 years old, right? They have him as a late first rounder or an early second rounder, right? Projection. So even with his performance in the NCAA, and they got the kid that hit the jumper to beat Duke, Mullins, as a top 10 draft pick. The white kid from Connecticut. They got him as a top 10 or top 12 player coming out. So I know what I saw, right? So if I'm like San Antonio or Denver or say the Lakers or OKC, I'm drafting that 23-year-old all day. Like give me him. Like, I don't know what you guys like. Y'all can have Mullins. Like he has no physique for the men's game right now for the NBA. So you can have that guy that has a shot and he's a younger player with more upside. But I'll take the 23-year-old as a veteran team or a team that is close but can't get a high draft pick. Give me that all day.
Yeah. That's crazy. Now that the clown president, I guess, passed an executive order.
Yeah, he said that 5 years and you're done.
5 years and you're done.
Yeah.
You're allowed one transfer.
Listen, That's just him again deflecting. Let's just go back to the Epstein files and stop it. Shut up. Like, you know,
He did that for his buddies because
yeah, like that's for
his
his
buddy
that's
Nick
all that is.
Saban
Like,
and
Yeah, they
whatever.
had talk about that Kai Saban. It was a bunch of different coaches that he had a closed door
yeah,
conversation with, and they're going to
they,
change things up. Talk about that right fast.
they lobbied him allegedly. I think unofficially, I heard that Condoleezza Rice was helping with framing those conversations, but he was lobbied to adjust the way that the transfer portal was working, the eligibility issue, which I think really became a thing because of COVID. Um, and you know, he's always going to look out for his friends with a little change in their pocket. And he said, yeah, you know, we'll do this. But as we know from this conversation that we're having, all of these things, for the most part, economically help people like us, players.
That's
That
what it basically
look
boils
like us.
down to.
So
Listen, college basketball has been in trouble a long time before NIL. The reason we got to NIL is because people like Condoleezza Rice are getting paid by the NCAA, which is supposed to be a nonprofit. So, and we want to keep selling that a $250,000 education outweighs what these kids bring to the program, right?
Millions of dollars.
So the millions, billions of dollars, right? The
Billions of
NCAA tournament
dollars.
made about $2 million in the last 6 weeks. $2 billion in the last 6 weeks.
Billion with a B.
Billion with a B, right? Billion with a B. So
mhm.
you want to complain these kids, and then you want to suspend kids for buying a suit or getting a suit, getting an airline ticket for their families when they can't afford airline tickets, and you want to suspend them or take away scholarship money, and you guys are making money off of them all day. So now these kids have figured it out. One and done means the NBA said, "Hey, they're not gonna pay you in college for your name. Guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pay you for your name." So now the NCAA says we need to keep them here. The money's been there the whole time, and so Condoleezza and his buddies, they're mad because that's cutting into their cut, right?
Mhm.
Because they don't get all that money, but the people who deserve it are getting it. And that's just where I'm at. I don't think the kids should get I don't think there's any college kid that should get $2 million a year. I don't agree with that. But I do think that there should be a stipend. And because I think there's still it should still be considered amateur sports, right?
Well,
There should be something there. You got to pay them something. You
right.
can't you can't
But here's the thing, right? So if my name, image, likeness
yeah.
is generating millions
That's your
of
money.
dollars,
That's your money.
got you.
But yeah, that's so that I agree with that. Like that's theirs. But outside of that, like I don't feel like the NCAA colleges should be paying players,
Right.
but their
Absolutely.
likeness, their
Yeah.
Like
likeness should be
from their
their money.
collective.
But it should be something that it's like almost like a trust. They should only have access to it at a certain time to keep the integrity of the college basketball going. And that could be 21. It don't have to be 30 years old. It could be 21, not 18, right? You got to be an adult to collect on it, but you can still
Mhm.
bank that money because that's legacy money. That's for
Yeah.
your future. That's what that's for.
Yeah. That
So
makes total sense.
that's it. It
Yeah.
doesn't have to do. It doesn't have to do with like,
You're
oh,
generating that money, but it sits there until you're 21. Either you finish school, graduate, you get your money,
that's it.
or if you get drafted, you're not sweating the money because you
You
just
got
got
paid on that end, and
yeah,
that's extra. Just like they have extra.
right.
They should be able to do those type of things. And Condoleezza Rice does not belong on the NCAA board. She just
No,
doesn't.
yeah.
She
But
just doesn't.
I want to highlight, for all my friends out there who don't understand how politics work. Politics is about leverage. It's not about what party you belong to more than it's
Yep.
about having access to the wheels of power so you
Yep.
can make the wheels of power work in your favor.
In your favor.
Right.
These head coaches, who have these connections to Donald Trump and Condoleezza Rice, be able to leverage those relationships to make sure they benefit from our resource. That's like a clear-cut example of why politics is important. Doesn't mean everybody has to be into government. It just means that when it's time for you to exercise leverage to make sure what's due you comes to you, you know that person is in place to represent your best interest. And I mean, it's a clear
Exactly.
example. We
That's a perfect
we
example.
are the resource, ladies and gentlemen. Our children are the resources. Without our children, this thing shuts down. It's not what it's
Our kids are paying for other kids to play college sports.
Talk about it, please.
Just basically telling you.
And then when you look at a collegiate amateur baseball or soccer in the United States, I'm not even talking about out of this country, I'm talking about the United States. They don't have any of these eligibility issues for the most part. They can earn, like especially out of this country, but even in America, a 16-year-old kid can play with a professional club today.
Yeah.
Through the MLS pipeline.
Soccer rather, excuse me.
Yeah. Like, MLS has pipelines where these kids are not even, they don't have to even participate in the NCAA. Let's say you play for the Seattle Sounders. They are already watching you and evaluating you from the time you're in the Pee-wee stage, because that's the way they recruit. And then, if they can pull you all the way up through their pipeline at 16, 17 years old, they just bring you right into the club. And they get paid a decent amount of money in MLS. I can't even imagine what they're getting in Europe.
Baseball is another one that you need to because football and basketball are different than baseball, right? Because these kids get recruited out of high school, and then they got to make a choice whether they want to go to college or they want to go to the minor leagues,
to the
right?
farm, yep.
And take a contract. But then when you kind of watch, just keep an eye on like the contracts that certain people get at 19 and 20 versus other people at 19 and 20. And I like to say that about the Latino community because they need to pay attention. There are a lot of Latino players that come into the major leagues. I'll give you an example. Yordan Alvarez out here in Houston. He's a $40 million player. And I don't mean $40 million a year player, which he should be. He's a $40 million player. He got a 4-year deal for $10 million a year, right? For 4 years, $40 million. Altuve, they gave him an undercut deal. Ronald Acuna got a 10-year deal for $100 million. Everybody's like, he got to take the $100 million. But that's $10 million a year. You know what Acuna's worth in this market today?
Oh, man.
So he's locked into this 10-year contract till he's 30, right? So they do these undercut deals, but hey, Mike Trout, he got $400 million 7 years ago. When $400 million wasn't even in vogue. He got $400 million 7 years ago. I'm just
South Cal 1821 on Instagram says soccer starts recruiting around 7 years old.
Yeah, they started 7.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Right.
In America, not abroad, in America.
Yeah, America. So it's like, understanding our power, what we're generating on the larger end. So, we can be treated fairly.
Gotta look at this politics, man.
Politics is a big part of it. It's politics in every part of life. Who you know and how you can exercise your relationship to get what you want.
That's basically what it is. Look at Tubby of Tuberville, the coach for South Carolina football. Now he's a freaking congressman or senator, whatever he is. He's a problem. Tommy Tuberville. He's a problem.
And you see how openly racist he is.
Outright,
he's been raising black men for how long?
A long time.
A long time. Yep. Not say raise them because he's not their father, but when they're under his guidance,
I mean, you're spending more time with him than your actual parents.
They're at a critical time in their life.
Yeah,
that's the issue. That's the issue. At a critical time in their life.
Yeah.
So we gotta watch. Like even Pitino, man. I know a lot of folks love Rick Pitino. I don't respect Rick Pitino because he's got kids in his hands. And he's done too many things, too many different times, and keeps getting chances. And we keep just talking about how good a coach he is. Screw that, man. They ran my man Nolan Richardson out the league, and he couldn't get another job because he said the wrong thing. So it's like this Pitino don't get a pass from me. Like I don't care. Like he could coach. He could coach Iona.
That'll be an interesting conversation. We have Sean Scott back on. Because he's a St. John's alum. He's big on the St. John's team right now.
I think they're great. He's a great coach, man. I'm not saying he's not, but what I'm saying is he's got so many things that most men won't have on their resume that can't get jobs again.
Yeah.
And he has a lot of them there, and he continues to get jobs. So that's the only thing I have with it. Like, it's not about his ability to coach. He can coach, but he still has young men, and he's done things that young men don't need to see a grown man do.
Yeah, and I know what you're saying, Hawk, and I think it will be good for a great conversation.
Yeah.
And shout to Charnel, he's amazing, but he's biased. Of course, he's gonna
Well,
have a different type of
I don't
reverence
know.
for.
Well, when West puts it like that, you kind of, you gotta.
Yeah, I don't want to assume. Maybe not, but yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything about his coaching ability, right?
Right.
So I put that out
No,
there
we know
first.
what you mean. You're talking about
Patino's a
his
great coach.
morality.
Yeah, but isn't that part of amateur sports too, right?
Just ethics.
Ethics.
And we only say morality because morality is
Ethics,
relative.
yes,
Ethics.
Yeah, ethically, there's a lot of things that Rick Pitino is connected to, has been involved in, has been a center of, that is in poor taste, not a good look, not a good representation for young men to follow. And he's almost like proud with it. Like, this is who I am, take it or leave it type of attitude. And, when we look at a Gino Auriemma and how he dealt with Dawn Staley, I mean, it's different conversation, but it's kind of the same thing.
It's the same aura. It's the same.
Wrong, you got to come out and it's Donald Trump. He won't admit when he's wrong.
This is the good old boy. This is what men do. We do it. This is what we do, right? So Patino's saying that, but you're leading. What happens is, again, it goes back to being like that what my father did, I watched, right? Yeah. As an adult, I watched. As a kid, I watched you watch what your parents do, right? Mm-hmm. And so their parents, these coaches, these young men, there's 4 things that Pitino did that we don't like morale wise that they could potentially get arrested for. That's the difference, right? Yeah. So you're saying it's okay, but if they do the same thing, they might be arrested for it.
I'm gonna draw a comparison. When he was in Louisville and he had that situation with one of his assistant coach's wife in a restaurant, right? We saw how that was handled. We saw how the whole situation with his staff hiring strip club dancers / prostitutes. And then we're gonna compare that to Sharon Moore at the University of Michigan.
Yeah.
How he was put on blast out the gate, only to find out that he was set up and the girl lied on him.
And it don't matter now, and he won't have a job again.
He will never have a job
again. The
again.
hypocrisy
that's the difference.
Is the worst part.
That's the difference. I mean, we look at it right now, like, again, even though, and I don't want to change the subject, but you look at Tiger. I already know he's a kid with kids, right? We get it, right? Like, the fact that you don't like. I was gonna write Tiger today and say, dude, you pay me $500,000, I'll drive you anywhere you want to go, and I'll be Ray Charles when I get there. I don't want to see nothing, right? Like, the fact that you don't have a driver is ludicrous to me at this stage of your life, right? But then look what they did to you, man. The perp walk and the pictures, the mug shots that they put on you, and we already know what people in your sport have done that they never put on Front Street. So right there tells you, Tiger, and you said, what? You're not really black? Guess who you really are, Tiger? Black.
You know what, though? Hey, not to say I'm happy it happened to him.
Yeah.
But because he's so loud and proud with unethical behavior, immoral behavior. His man's in them.
Yeah,
he told the
officer he was going to call the president, or he was talking to the president.
He was on the phone with the president.
They don't give a fuck, nigga. The fuck you think this is, nigga? Combination. Get the fuck out of here, nigga, and get in front of that camera. Take this goddamn picture looking crazy, motherfucker.
And do this perp walk for me while we got you.
There's no way in the world. I said, there's no way in the world that Tiger Woods should be put out on Front Street like that.
Not at all.
No way. But I'm glad it happened because it should show you exactly what they think of you, nigga. He don't
see it.
Come on, man.
You don't see it. All the women in the world, you running around with Donald Jr.'s leftovers. Stop it. Like, I just don't understand him. Like, I just do not get it.
I understand him, actually.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. You're right. I take that back. We do understand.
It's because he's arguably the greatest golfer of all time. He's the greatest golfer of our generation.
Period.
Absolutely, hands down, no question about it. Hey, man. I mean, we just disappointed in him. We would hope that he would step up for the black, you know what I mean, He ain't gonna do that. He's Combination, nigga.
Yeah, that's what he is, man. It's
He's
sad.
Combination, nigga.
It's
I
sad.
go over there and be Combination, my guy.
Yeah, go do that
It's a
now. See how that work out
disappointment,
for you.
man.
See how that work out. That's why I was like, I want to cheer for Tiger Woods. I can't cheer for Tiger Woods because
You
Tiger
can't.
Woods is not cheering for me.
Yeah, you're right about
Facts.
that. That's facts.
That's what it
And I
comes
tell you
down
who was
to.
upset about it, the Augusta this week, because he was gonna play in the Masters.
Yeah, no,
Yep.
look.
That's why he couldn't pee in that cup.
So wait a minute. So exactly. So he got pulled over out the blue. Did he do something crazy and got pulled
Nah,
over?
he got pulled over because he tried to outrun a street cleaner in a residential neighborhood, and he flipped his car over because he didn't want to be patient.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
I didn't
terrible,
catch the whole
man.
story. I just saw the mug shot.
Yeah,
It was like,
so
oh,
he
I know
went to
that.
pass it, and the street sweeper moved it in a direction that Tiger had to avoid him, hit a curb, and ended up on the side of him. But he was speeding in a residential area around a street cleaner.
Nigga. What
That's
the fuck?
absolutely insane. The same thing, well, not the same thing, but something similar happened with Vince McMahon. Up in Connecticut, he
I
was
saw that they
speeding
had a
going.
car accident the whole 9 yards, but he got dealt with a whole lot different. Shit was
Yeah,
crazy.
there was no perp walk. There was
It
no
wasn't a
pictures.
hurt
There was no
walk. The
mugshot.
officer was so
But
cooperative.
but
He
I
was
don't
even
even think he had
threatening.
to pay a fine. No,
There was no
I think
mugshot. There was nothing. So, you know, listen. I mean, we had a Ursay that got pulled over with drugs in the car and 40,000 in a briefcase, and it was nothing. So it's so many examples of nothing. But if Tiger don't understand who he is now, he ain't never gonna get it. So
No, I've
he never
already.
gonna get it.
No,
He's already done. He's gone. He's lost.
he's lost.
I just call him a child with children.
Crazy.
Yep.
So bad. So all right. So let's talk about that. Did we talk about the men's game?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
Yep.
we did. Yep.
Mhm.
Well, one more time, big salute to the Michigan Wolverines, first championship in 37 years, and the UCLA Lady Bruins first championship ever. Yep. All right, so
shout out to the Bruins.
so I'm in a back and forth, not a back and forth. Let me not say it like that, but big shout out to Pearl Errol Flanagan, one of the East Orange Panther greats.
Absolutely.
Who's shitting all over LeBron right now.
Why?
LeBron's statements about Memphis.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, and he
It's a big Stephen A. Smith,
I
Matt
don't really
Barnes
have a
kerfuffle
comment
over that.
because I've never been to Memphis myself. So, and I don't really know what LeBron said. So I don't really know what.
Yeah, well,
I just know people were killing him saying it.
I can find it. It's short, but there's a long string of players who have expressed their distaste with Memphis, not the city, namely the hotel that they stay in when they go travel to Memphis. The accommodations are like really not good, and then there's really nothing to do in Memphis. There's no, I don't want to call it nightlife, but no fine dining. There's nowhere to really go and enjoy yourself. So a string of players have commented on that. LeBron was asked about it, and he said there, and then he also said something about Milwaukee as well. So he's getting a lot.
He said Milwaukee as well.
Yeah, Milwaukee as well. Those are his two least favorite cities. I'm trying to find a quick short clip to highlight. Let me put through this.
And I was part of the people. Well, I know Stephen A. was, but was other people's gripe about that because of who he said it to and who he was around when he said it? Or was that just Stephen A.'s frame?
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Explain, Kai. Give us some more information.
Well, no, I was kind of just asking, as far as like people that you're talking to in the pushback, is the pushback because of so much for what he said that the Grizzlies should move from Memphis to Nashville, or because of who he said it to?
From Pearl, I'm just seeing his text messages right now. And
I think Stephen A was honing in on what that means to Black America, that type of garbage that Stephen does.
Memphis, I'm like
that dude, right? That's why I can't even mess with him. I don't even like that dude be talking out of both sides of his face, so it's kind of weird.
It's like, I asked Pearl, was Memphis a black city? And I said, is Milwaukee a black city? And he said yes.
Yeah, certain parts of it. That's why they're always the last in the election to get their votes in. Like that, that's one of the places.
But the city hall, the mayor is what? The money in Milwaukee is where's the? I don't. It's like, you shitting on the black city. I mean, if somebody asks you, do you like, do you vacation at so and so? Do you like going to so and so? And you're like, no, I ain't really in my cup of tea. That's not really where I like to rock out.
People do that to Newark all the time.
40 years ago in Newark, what was it like? When I lived in South Orange, I didn't go past Dover Street. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just what it was, right? And then it got cleaned up, and you was taking the 31 down to Penn Station. It was just different. But they did it. I said I grew up in Harlem, the same thing. Like, when you grew up in Harlem, most of those kids don't come past 96th Street. It's the same thing. So
we have conversations on this channel all the time about how violent Memphis is. And when we talk about John Morant, his situations, and then we reflect on Memphis, it's just a very, dangerous city. Would I bypass Memphis? No, I wouldn't necessarily bypass Memphis, but I'm not fucking worth millions of dollars either. Like, I don't know. Hold on, let me play this clip right now.
You didn't see that? Not as much commentary. It's in Milwaukee as well. Yeah. 41 years old. It's two cities I do not like playing in right now. And that's Milwaukee and that's Memphis. What is the problem? I don't like going home either. Shit, and I'm from there. What is people are ridiculous. They also get mad at my son being on the team too. So what are we talking about? Okay, people need to figure out other ways to put their energy to other things that's important. Like, seriously, I'm not talking about the city, like the people in Memphis.
I mean, that's real talk. He talked about his own city too. I get it.
I get it.
I don't got a problem with that.
And I think that's more about the ownership of the Grizzlies, of the Bucks, of the Cavs, investing in the city. This franchise, you're generating all this money, you're making these millions and millions and millions of dollars. Once you invest in the area to make it a comfortable place, not just for the players who come to play, but also for the residents that live there.
Yeah, that's what Brooklyn did. That's what Brooklyn did. I mean,
you look at the tax. These guys get tax relief. They get all types of perks to be in the city. The residents are basically paying for the stadiums and the arenas. It's not like these owners are paying the top tax rate, making sure the investments in the city. That's a knock on ownership more than it's a knock on the city.
Yeah, I agree. I don't have no beef on,
and it's not even like they pay the sorry not to cut you off, Wes.
No, it's okay. I don't have nothing. It's legit. He spoke truth. First of all, you gotta leave it alone once he brings Cleveland in. Period. Yeah. That's where he's from. So for me, it just ends the whole conversation because he lumped his own city in there. Period.
Yeah. And these stadiums and these arenas, like, even to your point about what they pay for, Hawk, they don't even really pay the people that work in the hospitality, like the concessions and stuff, because those are usually like what, Delaware Group or whatever those
corporations pay. Those corporations pay for that, not them.
Exactly. So it's like you could just barely lift your finger to do the bare minimum to make it a comfortable experience for professionals to come for a night.
You know what they charge?
For a day.
What they charge? I'll give you an example. They charge for water, for 6 waters in the suite, just to pay the attendants that get the water for you, just to get 6 bottles of water. It's like $24. right? And some of that service goes, some of that fee, that extra goes to them. That's how they get paid.
Yep.
A tray of cookies costs about $180 for like 12 cookies.
It's crazy.
So that's not that's ownership. That's they're not paying those salaries. They're getting it through the corporations who pay for those suites and pay those prices for those people. That's how they pay the attendants, through those ridiculous prices that they charge.
Yep.
That's not them paying a salary at all, because those guys don't make a lot of money. They make like what waiters make, like $3-4 an hour.
Yeah.
And I think just to go back, I know we're talking about LeBron, but I just have to say this because, and I think we all see it for what it is. Stephen A. I kind of know I think I know what his game is, but at the same time, it's like a double Dutch kind of thing, because as much as he wants to do the dance that he's doing with Ari Emanuel and Bob Iger and that whole crew with the politics stuff that he's doing, he also wants to weirdly stay relevant and have the attaboys of the Black community while still disrespecting the Black community. So taking his arch nemesis in his mind, LeBron James, and making him seem like he's a sellout by twisting this whole thing about talking about a Black city when that's not even really contextually what he was saying, is just, and this is me saying it, this is not Hakim Green, this is not Wes, this is Kyrie saying this, another sad and gross attempt on him being a sellout and trying to castigate or try to flip it on somebody else in the most obvious and sad, sorry way for all of us.
It's disgusting, right? I agree with you 1,000%. It's disgusting, and that's who he is. And the thing about it, he can't even bring himself back anymore, right? He just can't. He can't bring himself back. He's done. He's got the playbook: deflect, deflect, deflect. He's got the playbook.
Yeah.
So he knows what he's doing on this political stage, and he knows what he does on the even what he did with Jerry Jones the other day. Jerry Jones was talking about the Pickens contract and saying, it's like a child with his kids. He made it race. He said it was racial. That's not racial.
No.
Everybody's people. A lot of people are parents out here. I mean, I'm not a Jerry Jones fan, but I know race baiting when I see it.
Yeah, Stephen A. is trying to get some currency back from the Black community.
Yeah, and he can't.
Like he's trying to pick conversations where Black people will kind of side with him, and it's like, nah,
What's
man.
the most polarizing thing in sports, Hakim, on ESPN? The Cowboys and the Lakers. LeBron and Jerry Jones. That's a playbook. That's a playbook.
Just so we know what we're talking about, let me play Stephen A.'s comments.
Because LeBron was just the dudes for his discussion and his true feelings on.
Wasn't dressed in shorts, lollygagging on a golf course with a bunch of peeps that don't look anything like the folks that reside in Memphis. But other stuff was foul, particularly how flippant he was in saying it without any regard or sensitivity to Black folks in Memphis. A bunch of white dudes on a golf course. Wasn't dressed in shorts, lollygagging on a golf course with a bunch of peeps that don't look anything like the folks that reside in Memphis.
Okay.
So like the people that reside in Memphis benefit either way in this situation, bro.
You want to set with Bill O'Reilly and Sean Hannity, biggest racists out there on Fox, and you want to sit there and get on LeBron for playing golf with some white dudes? Like, stop it.
How do you
wake up in the morning? How do you look at yourself in the mirror? Like,
every day you're just shooting from the hip, talking about shit you know nothing about. You just have an opinion based on nothing. There's not enough time in the day for you to do the research, to do the actual deep dive into the things that you're talking about, be it sports or politics.
It's so sad, man. That's why the only way to kill Stephen A. Smith is to stop watching him.
Yeah.
I hate to say it that way, but people stop
Absolutely.
watching that bullshit, then he'll be bullshit. And
Yeah.
because numbers make people walk away. When you don't have the numbers, you can't be on TV.
And the reason he's probably doing these sad, sorry excuses for racial gymnastics is probably because the people that had put him out there to do what he's doing in the first place are looking at polling saying, Stephen A., this thing still kind of rests, rules, and abides on you getting the black vote or getting currying favor with the black community.
Yeah, you got to reel it in.
Yeah, because our polling indicates that you are even less popular with the black community than what's the dude he was going at it with last week?
Jason Whitlock
from Fox. Did Jason Whitlock? So,
because no one cares about Jason Whitlock. So in terms of popularity, to be lower than Jason Whitlock is pretty damn low.
Yep. And look, like I told Hakim this the other day, I'm in no way ever gonna be putting the cape on for Jason Whitlock at all. But I will say this, at least for the past 20, 30 years, he's been kind of consistently who he is.
I want to share something with you about Whitlock. I need you to go on Sports Reporters back in the early 2000s. Sports Reporters. He was on a panel with, it was Dick Shapp had a show before he passed away, and his son tried to take it over, right? His son tried to take it. Jeremy Shapp, right? Son, yep. So that show, Whitlock was the exact opposite on that show. Whitlock was pumping up Black Power back in the early days on the Sports Reporters. Wow. Somebody got to Whitlock and said, "There's money in this," and Whitlock went the exact opposite way. Well, he was totally different.
Now that you say that, because one of my favorite sports reporters was Wiley.
Yeah.
And he was very pro-Black, very progressive. He was that legitimate Black voice in sports journalism.
Mm-hmm.
And he passed away.
Yeah.
So if it's Dick Shapp going, I need this type of element on my show, if you can be this person, Jason Whitlock, you got a seat.
Yeah.
What's the other brother who wrote the book? Come on, man. Hakim.
Bill Rhoden.
Rhoden, thank you. Bill Rhoden.
Yeah, Rhoden. Yeah, I remember Rhoden. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Peace to the God. Peace to the God. Peace to the God.
What's up, guys?
I see you representing that, son. I see you. Black and gold, black and gold.
Why not? We just signed West, the quarterback, us too. We in there.
Who you got a quarterback now?
West, you.
I was like, oh snap, I didn't get the memo. Let me get down to Pittsburgh. Let me find out.
That's almost as crazy as Aaron Glenn saying that Gino's taking him to the promised land.
Oh Lord.
Right.
I might have a better shot. Let me see. Let me pack my bags.
You might, yo. You might.
Hey, man. No disrespect to Gino.
Nah.
It's okay.
What's up, K? How you doing, man? I ain't seen you in a minute.
Yeah, been a minute, man. All right, I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing well. I can't complain.
Cool.
Now we got to recap a lot of stuff, but the conversation we having right now, we talking about Stephen A. Smith going at LeBron over the Memphis comments.
And, he went at him?
Oh yeah, he went at him big time. He basically was, because LeBron was on the golf course with some the Caucasian persuasion. And I guess how he felt about Memphis came up, and he said that he doesn't like playing in Memphis. They need to step their game up. The hotel situation is kind of not right and exact. And so
yeah, I saw the quote or whatever he said, but then they had a guy that was online that showed the Western right across the street from it, and it was fine. I mean, I stayed in Westerns before. I mean, but they only in town for one night. Like what they want? Like they got oversized beds. People that even live in the area said that they've been in that place and it's nice, and that you could tell it was built for NBA players. It's right across the street. The way that it is, it's a straight up. It's a living room. You got 2 bathrooms in there. Like what more you want?
Yeah. What up, Charnel?
What up, my man? I just wanted to pop in real quick, man.
Thank you. I don't know if you know Wes. Of course, you know
Yeah, we met.
KG.
Yeah.
No doubt, man.
Yeah. Now
What's
you
up?
know, I wanted to get you in. As we was here the week before St. John's took that L.
Oh man, I
Yeah.
couldn't even show my face that next Tuesday. But
Nah.
yo, Mo, no, but
They
no.
played
Overall,
good.
though, it was a great season. They they represented New York. Everybody was everybody was engaged in what was going on. I went to the final Sweet 16. It was a great experience. We couldn't pull it through. We got to retool, but it was a valiant effort. I would say that. So I was proud of everybody, man. I wish we could have went on, but it's not like that, But I was real happy for them, like getting to where they got to. It was a good time, This season was a great season.
Yeah,
it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely good to see, for St. John's. I just thought that I didn't think they were going to go too far because they struggled to score to me.
Yeah. They did better than what I thought against Duke. They started out strong. They had a 10-point lead in the second half. But when you want to beat them, like they's the number one overall seed. When you want to beat them, man, you got to be on top of your shit. Like you can't have these letdowns, and like you said, like scoring lulls and defensive letdowns at times, and lack of rebounding. The big boy came to play at the end. That was my concern. I thought they was doing a good job in the first half, but the second half he was getting to the basket, big man style, big boy style, like he should, And it was hard to stop. And the kid Isaiah Evans, you could tell he was on a different time zone the whole game. You know what I'm saying?
That was a special game by him. Like St. John's got beat by a special performance with him because he got busy.
Yeah, he came to play, and I do these things, like I be doing these things called Scott takes. While I was talking about him, me and my man Todd, we had like a discussion. I didn't even say his name right, but I knew like this kid, I knew he was like a special kid, and he came to play. So they duffed us out, man. They duffed us out. We got to retool. We got our coach back. We got money. So we gotta. Hey, you know what I learned too? This is what I learned. So St. John started the season off not the best. They lost to like a lot of quality teams early in the season in November and December. But the reason why they was able to bounce back and eventually win the Big East regular season and the Big East tournament championships is because the quality of those kids' characteristics. It was some great kids, not selfish, and they bounced back because people was talking about them. They was better to dig the grave early with these guys. I'm like, yo, hold on, man. What the yo, people was like digging the grave with this team. Like, they got kicked out the top 25. You know what I'm saying? But those kids, like, the quality, and I hope it got to be a message to all these kids. You gotta get quality kids if you want to win. If you want to, be like a Michigan. Like, if you want to win a championship, you gotta get quality kids, yo. They got the talent. Of course, the talent is got to be equal with the quality of the individual kids that you're paying now.
Right.
You better have NIL money. That's what you better have.
Oh, you gotta have that.
But they showed the breakdown. They showed the breakdown today of Michigan, basically saying how Michigan bought their championship. It was a lot of money.
Yep.
Heavy wallet right now. If you want to win the shit, if you want to get those best kids, and it doesn't assure you to get the best kids, but if you want to have a chance of getting them top elite, you got to have a heavy wallet.
Yeah. It's funny because out here the talk was Calvin Sampson. They get to the Sweet 16 and they could hit. They shot 23% from the floor against Illinois. They picked the worst day to have a bad day. I mean, and that game was so ugly. It was like 23-21 at the half. So it wasn't like Illinois was knocking shots down. Houston just played horrible, and now they say Kelvin Sampson can't win the big one.
Yep. You get all the stuff. Absolutely right, man. So these coaches, these programs, if they want to end up, playing in this last game that we just saw yesterday, it's still like gambling, man, because you know you just you got to do some research, yo. You got to do your research on the quality of kid. Like yes, they high elite. Even with these McDonald's All Americans coming out, it's great. These kids are uber athletic. They do everything, right? It's like 2 7-foot New Yorkers from Scanlon. Those dudes are uber talented, but are they gonna like put in the Ratliff twins? The Ratliff twins, yeah. But like, are they gonna put in the work? Or do they have that factor in them, that it factor? Like, you know,
you could easily spend a bunch of money on like a Darren Peterson, like, and have a guy that don't really want to play, or at least seem like he don't.
Exactly.
So I caught a story that somebody reported that what people didn't know is that his whole body froze up in preseason, or like when he was early practices, because he works out so hard, like he really gives 1,001%. His whole body locked up on him, and he had to be sent to the hospital and whatever treatments you go through to kind of relax yourself. So he was playing all year kind of shook, in that, you know, he was a little tense. Like, is my body gonna freeze up on me?
As a former athlete, fellas, professional, I get it, right? I get that shit. Like, you know, shit happens. We can't control that, but oh well. Like, oh well. Like, you know what I'm saying? They got duffed out. Like, you know, that's part of it, man. Like, you know, the programs take the risk, and hopefully you just got dogs that's ready to win at all costs. And that, you know, that's how you end up hosting that trophy. The Michigan they had all you know what you call it about the Fab Five. They got the transfer five. Every player came from somewhere else.
They did. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm talking about. The NIL, like, that was all out of the portal. Like, they spent a bunch of money on that team out the portal.
Yep.
Yeah, they were. That's what I was saying. Like, the average age of Michigan was like 22 years old.
Yep. You're gonna need. I think now. I think it's shaping up to you're gonna probably need at least like $15 million if you want to get to that high caliber, which is a lot. Like, you're gonna need to, like, at least, I think 15 is a number. I don't even think 10 is enough. And you might get lucky. You know, you might get lucky and sign somebody for less, and they might turn out to be better than what you thought.
If you take some freshmen, if you take some freshmen that commit to you, you know, that really gonna, you know, be dogs and play, then you could come in under that. But like you saying, hitting that portal, you're gonna need some money.
Yeah, what you think the Ratliff twins? What you think they're gonna be asking for? 2 7-foot brothers. What do you think they got?
Know.
What you think?
And the crazy thing is that I didn't even know that was Theo Ratliff's son.
Yeah. What do you think? What you think they already committed to those two already?
At least $5 million apiece.
Yeah, so
at least $5 million apiece.
There you go. And now, what happens if they don't got that it?
I mean, I'm just saying. When you look at the numbers out here these days, like, I would think that'd be the starting point, you know, for them.
And remember what I told you.
I would say, I would say 3 to 5. Yeah.
And remember what I told you, 15 million to start. So that's that. If they both 5, that's only fucking 5 left to get who you got to get. You know what I'm saying? So who you getting? And you got to get lucky at that point. So it's a big thing now. These coaches, these programs, these coaching staffs, they got to get it right. You know, hopefully they get smarter at that, and they'll get what's really needed. You know what I'm saying? Because other than that, if you got guys asking for high demand, we paying these kids, and then they coming in, they're not doing nothing, then it shipwrecks the whole program.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping. Speaking about St. John's, you know, me personally, I just hope they could get it right, and they get quality kids. You know what I'm saying? That want to work and want to play together, and the goal is to win a championship. That should be the goal.
On another note, did y'all see the Jason Williams when he was breaking down and talking about NIL and going off on it?
Yep, I saw him.
He was talking about how, like, these kids get the money. He was talking about, like, the agents. He basically was getting on the agents. He was talking about how, like, in the pros, they only get, 4%? Yeah. But he said in college and all that, they take 20%. And he said that's why you see these kids going from school to school, because the agents is out here basically working them. They get contract after contract and so they could keep getting 20% over and over and over again.
Yep.
I can see that. And guess what? 99% of these kids are never going to see the big money anyway. So they just, you know, it's just they just showed a picture like all the seniors in the country, like all the great seniors in the country, right? And I was like, damn, 99% of these motherfuckers will not be in the NBA next year.
Yep.
Right, and that's why, like, to be honest, like, I wasn't really mad at UCLA beating Dawn out of anybody, because there was a bunch of seniors, and you know they never won before, and I'm like, okay, it's like it don't really happen like that. So the seniors stayed there, and they fought it out, and they deserve it. And on top of they came out to play, they weren't playing, they jumped on them,
Belt to
but
ass.
you know, huh?
Belt to
Oh
ass.
yeah, it was ugly. It was ugly.
It
But
was.
my point is just like saying, like what you saying, like these kids don't like they don't stay there. They get their money and they be out. Like but those girls stayed there, man. And it's hard. I mean, it's rare that you see that.
I thought the big
Rare.
girl came from another school.
She came from Stanford.
Yeah. Okay,
But she's been in UCLA for 2 years at least.
Okay, gotcha.
She definitely was there last year.
Yeah, and the guard, right? The little black guard they have. She came too from a transfer, right?
Oh, Kiki Rice?
Yeah. Was she there the whole
Nah,
time?
I think Kiki Rice always went to UCLA. I think.
Okay. Yeah. I know the Jaquez girl was always there.
Podcast was there, and I think Kiki Rice was always there.
Okay.
Yo,
Yeah.
and by the way,
Nice.
I'm loving it for these girls because they about to step into the WNBA, get paid off the top. I love it.
Yeah, I think their whole starting five is going to get up. They said the whole UCLA starting five is going to get drafted.
Oh man, first rounders they get. I think what's the minimum? It's the minimum is like 250 or something, 275.
Yeah, something like that, yo.
300. Fantastic, yo.
Yeah,
that shit is dope.
Good look.
Yep.
That's
So,
real good.
but yeah, man, I wanted to stop it, yo. It's a pleasure always coming. I wanted to make sure I took Hawk. Pleasure talking with you guys. I gotta skate out,
Always,
man.
bro.
Right.
That's good. Thank you for hopping in, man. I wanted to talk college basketball with you, especially since the last time you and Esso was on here cutting up.
No doubt.
Yeah,
Yo, that's what I'm saying. Yo, I can't even. Yo, who on there? Because I'm on my phone. Who's on the line right now?
We got Wes on, and we got KG from Naughty by Nature.
No doubt, KG. No doubt, Wes. Of course.
Yeah.
No doubt, man. Yo, always a pleasure, man. And I'll be back.
Yes, sir.
No
Peace,
doubt.
bro.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I ain't even mad. You know, like with I wanted Dornham to win, but I was just like, you know what? If anybody deserved to win it, it would be UCLA. So I was just like, I ain't mad.
Yeah,
But I was mad they got blown out like that, you know. But
They looked so little out there against that squad, man. They looked like, it was just like they just got outclassed in that game. That was it.
Did you see the 7 foot tall 13-year-old Chinese girl?
the one with that was sitting on the floor.
Ball.
That was sitting on the floor first and then got up.
Yeah.
On UCLA?
Nah,
she's in China.
Oh, she's in China.
I didn't know she was 13.
Well, you like what, 15? She's in high school.
I don't know. I didn't know that. I didn't know. I didn't even watch the age or nothing. I just saw a clip of it.
I want to say one of those.
I realized she's playing with. She plays for it's like a junior high school team.
Jesus.
I want to say Illinois had a 7'8" kid, but he didn't play in the game.
Nah, Florida do.
Florida, 7'8".
That's the Oliver Riblo or whatever, Roblo, or whatever his name is.
Like, 7'8"? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
It's crazy.
Ridiculous, man.
I have to raise.
There's a guy down here in East Orange. It's like 6'3", 6'4". He's in the 7th grade. He's the big boy, man. We just did our middle school madness out here, man. And he won most valuable player in the All-Star game, and they won the championship.
Wow.
Nice.
I'll never forget. Remember Derek Character? Went to Louisville, played for the Lakers for a second.
Oh, yeah.
He was from Harlem. I was doing the game at the Rucker, and it was a 13-year-olds. And I said, hey, big man, we about to start the game. You got to get off the court. He was like, I'm jumping, Mr. Ref. He was like 6'5", 13-year-olds.
Wow.
I was like, yo, my man, I was about to start, big fella. You got to start the game. You got to get off the court. It was so funny. He's like, I'm about to jump. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Earlier
we talked about Gino and Dawn. I don't know if you got any comments on that.
Huh? Oh, Gino and Dawn?
Yeah.
Gino's out of pocket, man. Like he's just disrespectful. And then you see that little apology he put out. He didn't even say her name. Talking about I apologize to the coaching staff and the team. He could have just said I apologize to Dawn. I spoke to her personally, and
her
and
girls.
her staff and her girls. Yeah, like yo, he's disrespectful, man. But they had showed other clips when they was talk. They had on Pat Summitt and different people talking about Gino. They've been saying it for a while.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah, super unfortunate, you know. But yeah,
It's weird though. Like even if you look at it and think about it, and I seen like I was watching now, just like like they got a couple of assistants, but it's just like you don't. It's like you see how it's like the males dominate the coaching of the female game, but there is none in the male game.
Well, it's funny because wasn't Dawn Staley getting looked at by the Knicks at one point?
Yeah, she
I
was.
think I think they just was saying that, to be honest. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, there's a couple of female like trainers, obviously, and assistant coach. I know the Lakers got assistant coach Lindsey Harden or whatever her name is. She's on the staff of the Lakers, and then there's a
Becky
few
Hammond,
of them.
right? She was on San Antonio for years, right?
Yeah, Becky Hammond. Like, there's a few of them, but I'm just saying, head coach.
was getting some
I'm talking
serious
about
looks, by the way.
head coaches that's running the programs. It's just it's wild. You got so many men in the female game, especially across the board in female sports, and you just don't have none in the male sports, which is just weird to me. But hey,
I agree with you on that.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many reasons as to why that is, but male chauvinism is definitely a big part of it. And Gino he showed it this past weekend.
Yeah, it definitely showed it, and that's what made me even look at it and think about it like that after seeing Gino the way he was acting. I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Let me see. What else was there? We talked about the men's, women's.
How about your Lakers, huh? They slide, man.
Hey, man, Wes was poking fun in the
I
thread.
wasn't. And listen, I poked fun, but FYI, man, Luka and Reeves getting hurt. I ain't gonna be that. I'm not that dude blaming a 42-year-old, 41-year-old if they get doored in the first round. So you know in the NBA is to lose the top two scorers and win. So
they have no chance now. Like absolutely.
He did revert to LeBronism tonight though. Talking about he got a sore toe against OKC though. But that's
yeah. I seen that he's out tonight. I see he out tonight. Basically, the Lakers organization threw in the towel tonight. Like, yo, we're not even gonna do this to him.
Right by 50.
Yeah, we're not gonna do this to him. We're not gonna do this to him back to back, yo. We're not gonna do it back to back. We just got blown by 50 by them.
I was watching the highlights of that game, and Bronny came in, and whatever the dude was holding him, I went back to an intramural Rutgers game we had. One of my boys, Aaron Rice, right?
Yeah. No
Aaron Rice came up the court 3 times in a row and got his pocket picked 3 times in a row and couldn't get the ball past half court. This nigga did the same thing to this mug. I'm sitting there saying, again, you can give your child an opportunity. You can't give them niggas a career. Just saying.
Yeah.
It's like that's just real talk. You give them the opportunity. That's what you're supposed to do with the name on your back, but you can't get niggas a career.
The nigga he wanted the ball. He was in the high post, and he was like, "Give it to me down here. Give it to me down here."
LeBron.
And both times, Bronny gave it to him up here. He like, "Yo, nigga, give it to me down here."
Yeah, but the thing is that the defender is only allowed. You got to go where the defender is allowing you to give the ball up.
Yes.
So that's part of it too, though. So if the defender is not allowing you to bounce past the ball down low, you have to put it up high. You have to. Like honestly, you really have to.
That's how you feed the post. Either way, it's either up or down.
You got to go up or down. I understand what LeBron was saying. He wants it low, but if the defender ain't allowing it, what you want me to do?
Well, the only other point guard I've seen that happen with LeBron is D'Angelo Russell. And all the motherfuckers playing the point. I've never seen that happen. Maybe Mario Chalmers. But by and large, that shit don't happen. Like,
Yeah, but the thing is too, also
you
too,
gotta-
like you got like a lot of people got to look at it like, yo, that's his son. He coaching his son on the floor, like in game situations. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
He like no, and it's not only to me that when you do it to somebody else, when they want it in the post, give it to them down low. Like that's basically what he's saying. He's teaching them.
Yeah. I would say the Lakers ruined Dalton Connect's career, though. Real talk.
Huh?
The Lakers ruined Dalton Connect's career.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They ruined his career. Like if you want to, you don't get drafted in the top 20 and not play.
And not play. And I mean, and the Bronny James thing is okay. And I don't rag them like that. But I'll be baffled. I just say to myself, if Bronny can get in and Bronny can get run, why can't Dalton Connect? I don't get it. Like you can't tell me that Dalton Connect ain't just as good or better.
That's what I think. That's why I can't watch the NCAA tournament.
Dalton Connect was better. They fucked that boy's career when the fake trade to Charlotte happened.
That too, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that was like
because that was his freeload pass. He was going to get out the
ruined his confidence though. Like you could tell ever since that happened, when he did get in, he was shook. He was not engaged. He was like, I don't know what I'm doing. He doesn't. Yeah, they ruined his career.
It just bugs me out though. Like again, like I get it. I got the whole thing, but when I watch the NCAA tournament and I get to see actual kids playing hard and trying to work their way in, I just look at it different, and they look like us. That's all. I just look at it different. I just have a different perspective on it. These kids actually got a resume. They I get it, the name, so that makes total sense. But it doesn't mean that I can't be bothered by watching other cats out here busting their ass with a real resume and not even have any opportunity. That's all I'm saying.
But at the same time, there are other people who did get the opportunity.
Yeah, no, real talk. I'm just saying in terms of the resume part of it. Like again, it's the opportunity that you get because of the name, but you can't like. I want my child to do the same thing. If I have the opportunity in my industry to put my child down, I'm doing that shit. Real talk. But that's the opportunity. I'm not giving her a career. I'm putting her in the interview. She gotta go out there and sell herself. But I got her to the front door and I got her in the space where she can get looked at, where she wasn't gonna get looked at a job fair. She ain't gonna get that look at a job fair. She's not gonna. They're not gonna get the resume and say, "Look at her."
There are other players on the Lakers.
Yeah,
that be looking bananas sometimes.
No, I get that. I'm just talking about the college game. I'm not talking about the Lakers. I'm not talking about people in the NBA. I'm talking about the college game.
Yeah, I mean, it's LeBron James. Like,
and we're gonna see the same thing next year again.
It's the name on the back.
Yeah, we get it.
Absolutely,
we get it.
I think too. Like I have watching it. I have seen progress in him. And getting better, like especially you see he plays totally different when he plays in the G League. He plays a lot in the G League.
He plays free in the G League.
He plays free, and he balls out, and he balls out, and he balls out. So the thing is, and what we have to really realize too, man, is that you're talking about top notch when you get into the NBA. Like the average
453 dudes.
Right, the average bench guy in the NBA against even like. Most of your top Division I guys, at least right now, guys that's been in the league will toast them, yo. They will. And that's the reality of it. Like if you see, especially most of these other some the standouts. I'm not talking about a guy that's coming out like a Cooper Flag that's that's like
Flag
that.
Is different.
That's
Look
different.
I'm
talking about your average Division I player. Dalton Connect, it's been in the league a minute. Dalton Connect will toast them. Even Bronny will. Really, as much as we even say it, Bronny will school them. It's guys like that are on the NBA bench will school your average dude, yo.
Yeah.
Really, literally school them. Because number one, they're strong and they're taller than what you think they are.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at not the older, the big boozer, the little boozer. Like the little boozer to me, he's not an NBA player.
I don't think yet. Nah, I don't think he's coming out. I don't think he's coming out.
Nah, he shouldn't. But when I look at that, that's like my parallel. Like I don't think I didn't say I think Hakim could co-sign. I never said that Bronny wasn't a pro. I just said he wasn't a pro his freshman year. That's all I ever
Nah, he
said.
wasn't. He wasn't.
Yeah.
That's
So
why I
what
just
I'm
said
saying is that
now.
he
That's
had
why I
time to
said
credentials.
go.
now.
That was
That's why I
credentials.
said now.
Yeah.
That's why I said now, Wes.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm talking about a couple of years in. I'm not even talking. That's what I'm saying now.
Yeah.
I'm
It was
saying
never
now.
about he could never play in the NBA because
Yeah,
he's
yeah, yeah.
athletic
No, he's
enough.
developing and getting better. He's
He's a
developing. He's developing.
he's a project, and that's just a
Yeah.
project that they invested in. I mean,
Yeah.
the financial return was made off the back, so that's that.
Yeah.
And it's a multi-year development, and then probably when LeBron leaves, I'm sure so will Bronny.
Right. And what I can say about even that through this process, which like I think what a lot of people really mean when they talk about this whole thing is that if he wasn't LeBron's son, he probably wouldn't be in the league, and he would probably be in the G League period. Or if not, nowhere, because of because like we said, like it will be like a boozer kind of thing, and it will be the kind of thing where you'd be like, yeah, it's a project, let's see what it becomes.
Yeah, no, it's still it's still a work in progress. Has you know, yeah, it's a work in progress. But again, at the end of the day, I'm interested to see what happens next year because they turned down Bryce playing. So I don't know if they want him to redshirt or not because I think
No,
there
he
was a
did
situation
redshirt.
he did
He
redshirt. Okay, I
redshirted.
wasn't
He
sure because I was
redshirted.
like,
Yeah.
He
yeah,
redshirted
okay,
this year. Yeah.
he's coming back, right, to Arizona.
Yeah, he's going
Mhm.
back next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was wondering. I was like, there was a situation where they were saying the coach didn't want to put him in because it was going to ruin. Because I know, like with the quarters, like one of my friend's kids lost eligibility because he played for UMass one quarter too many,
Hmm.
and so he had to transfer out and it was like zero time. I mean, the motherfucker didn't get really no time at
Yeah.
UMass and played like 2 minutes too much, and they were like, "Oh, you can't redshirt."
Wow.
No, he's
So
redshirt.
yes,
So,
yeah,
but
Wow.
just watching watching Bryce at this stage, at this age, he's not as good as Bronny was.
no,
Mm-mm.
mm-mm,
Yeah.
no,
So that's another project if he's
yeah,
going to
that.
make it to the NBA.
Yeah, that's a good. He's not Bronny. Bryce is raw. Bronny was athletic. Bryce looks kind of gawky out there. Like
Yeah.
you don't, you know.
And he doesn't seem like he understands the game when he's playing.
Yeah, I agree. When
Yeah.
I see him. But yeah, the playoffs. Like again, I just feel like you're not gonna lose your top two guys and win anything. So
Nah.
it doesn't matter
Nah.
it doesn't matter who you are. That's not a LeBron James issue. He's a
No.
JJ Redick and a Laker organization and a Luca issue because why the fuck was he out there
Why was you
playing?
out there?
Yeah.
Why was
So,
you out there
but
down 30
yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
at
But
all?
yeah, because
Oh well,
I would have waved the white
let me
flag
throw
early.
some possible sense on it. So he was one game away from the Supermax.
And didn't Denver pass them last night?
That's enough. Yeah, that makes total sense. They could end up sixth. I heard if they lose out, and I think they need help from other teams to lose for them to hold on to five. But they can end up as down as low as six.
So if they
So
end up in 5, so then there'll be 4 against 5, which would be basically them against Minnesota.
Yeah.
it's the same
But they
shit.
would lose home court if they could go to five. They lose home court.
Minnesota or Houston.
Yeah,
Either way,
it's gonna be tough
it's
with
all
one
bad.
with
Houston might be a better look, actually.
Ravia with Ravia and Hachimura playing at the forwards. is yeah. And then if you look at the game the other night, they didn't play any defense. So they played great offensively, but they played zero defense against one of the worst teams in the NBA. The Mavericks dropped 136 on them.
Yeah.
And Cooper had like 40 something.
41.
Yeah, Cooper had 40 something.
41 and 18 or 41 and
Yeah, it
15
was
and shit like that. Something
stupid.
crazy.
Something
And
stupid.
Brown and
Brown was
LeBron was
running.
trying. He was trying to bring it
He
home.
played. Yeah, he
And he's
played well.
trying. He just
31, 15, and 9.
Yeah, he played great. I mean, what you going? But they weren't. But again, that's the piece you can't ask the man to do. You can't play. He can't play
Can't
defense
carry.
too.
He
He
can't
can't do
put the
that.
team on his
So
back. No, he
he
can't.
going offensively. He gonna get his numbers every time. Period. It don't make a difference. But that's why basketball in the playoffs is different. because
Yeah,
people
definitely.
seek out matchups in the playoffs.
Yeah,
God
and
is toast.
they kept doing it in that game too, even
Yeah,
down the stretch. They kept pulling out Luke Kennard.
yeah,
He
they
had
seek
15.
matchups.
Luke had a big game. He had 15.
Yeah, Luke
Who
Kennard
Luke
had a
Kennard?
triple double in that game. Luke Kennard had
Yeah.
like 15, 11, and 10, I think, in that
Wow.
game.
They were
Yeah,
seeking him out on
He plays
defense
nice.
though in the
but
He
they
can
fourth
were
play,
quarter.
yo. He
he
can play, yo.
couldn't find him in the fourth quarter on the defensive side.
Oh, damn.
They were seeking him out, yo.
Yeah.
Yep.
Damn.
But
Well,
I
I
can't wait
mean,
to see
like,
the Eastern playoffs.
yeah,
I want to see the East.
even if Austin Reeves was in that game against the Mavericks, the Lakers win that game.
Yeah, easily. If Austin Reeves played in the first round, the Lakers could win the first round.
I don't know about that.
I think they could. I think the Lakers
Yeah,
could win
they
the
It
see
first
depends who
Austin
they
round.
Reeves show
playing.
up in the playoffs.
Yeah, against if they played Minnesota and they held on to, or excuse me, if it's Houston in the sixth spot, I think Houston would get them in the postseason. But Houston didn't address their issue.
Nope.
They needed a point guard and they never got one.
That's not the issue.
You don't think Reed Shepard could be their point guard?
Nah, I think he's a
So
shooter, man.
inconsistent.
He is a shooter because all he do is shoot and sit in the corner and just launch
But
threes.
inconsistent though.
Yeah, he's inconsistent, and they just need somebody that can kind of settle him down. Like Durant and Amin Thompson don't need to bringing the ball up all the time. Like
You know what their problem is?
what?
Burner accounts.
Yeah.
It's what?
Burner.
Burner
He said
account.
burner accounts.
I think the chemistry in Houston is shot. I don't think they trust each other. I don't think they like each other.
I think my man Idoka gave Seguin a little bit too much latitude.
He do, and I think down the stretch too, with all that,
He's taking a lot of bad shots this year.
Yeah, he
Seguin,
does.
like he was reading his
and
press
KD be
clippings,
calling
like
that nigga out on that shit.
yeah, he's like, yo, man, like
What are you
I'm
doing?
an all
What am I here
star, like
for?
yeah, like yeah. So I think that's the problem. In
I
Houston.
think the Lakers will lose to Houston without with Reeves, but I think with Reeves they could beat the Timberwolves.
Okay. And I kind of think the opposite. I think with Reeves they beat the Rockets, and without Reeves they lose. I mean, with Reeves they lose to the Timberwolves.
Like last year.
Yeah, because I feel like that's the way to stop Austin Reeves is make him guard Anthony Edwards.
I've not seen Austin Reeves step up in the playoffs yet.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
I've
That's
never
how.
seen it happen. And
Yeah.
if the pressure's on, do or die. I don't have no faith in Austin Reeves like that. Now maybe if like LeBron is super hot and you got Luka, he's super hot, then Austin Reeves gonna show up. But if it's tight on one of the other players,
yeah.
I want to see the Celtics in Oklahoma City in the finals.
Celtics playing now. They playing Charlotte.
I think it's gonna be Celtics and the Spurs.
I like what San Antonio did.
I think it's Celtics Thunder too. That's gonna be a good one.
I think OKC gonna get in that ass in the postseason. Like,
really?
Yeah, I mean, I think Wemby's dope. Don't get me wrong. I think he won all the smoke, and and some. He plays on both sides, and I love the fact that he talks about that. That's why he should be the MVP. So I get it, but I just feel like you gotta go through something first. I'm just a believer in that. I just don't feel like San Antonio. That's the next step. I think they need to get hurt, like emotionally, for them to take the next step. And I think OKC gonna have something for them in the regular season. I seen it before.
OKC. I think OKC will beat them in 6, yo.
Yeah, that's what I think. I agree.
Nah, I think the Spurs got their heart right now. They got their ticket.
Mm-mm.
I think Wemby's Chet.
He's that guy.
He's that nigga.
He that guy.
They got super, like their guards are fast, defend well.
Well, he just got hurt, so he's out right now.
Oh, he's out for how long though? But he's a little rest. Not major, right?
I don't know, but they were saying that it depends on it, that he may not even qualify now for MVP.
I want to talk about that too, by the way. I think the rule is fugazi. There's too many superstar players who played hard all year, not eligible for any of the awards.
I don't like it, but I know why they did it, but you can't do it this way. Like, that's why the whole load management shit is bullshit. Like
Right. So
that's
and the
so
crazy
you
part of
get
it
it.
now too that we could backfire is that if all the superstar guys really get hurt now, and then all of a sudden now you got to give the all. I mean, you got to give the MVP to Shingun like out of nowhere. Then people will be like, "Yo, that is so
It's
fugazi."
egregious.
Like, stop it.
But you know the thing about it, like Luka's not the MVP. I'm sorry. Like he's had a great season, but I know people want him to
No,
be the
no, no, no,
MVP.
no, no.
He's
He's
just
there.
not the
He's in the
MVP.
conversation, but I
He's in
don't
the
think he's it.
conversation, but he's not gonna. This is
Nah.
not
I
the
think
reason
Shea.
why he's gonna lose it.
I think Shea gonna win.
No.
I
I
think
think
Shea gonna win it.
I think Shea's gonna win, but I think the MVP of the league was Jalen Brown.
Brown. I agree.
Jalen Brown. I think so
I
too. But I
agree.
think
Yeah,
Shea gonna win it.
yeah, I agree. But
Oh man, we might. I mean, we pray. And we
Jalen
pray.
Brown was the
Every
MVP.
day.
I
Jalen
agree.
Brown.
I think
Jalen
Jalen
Brown was
Brown
the guy.
too.
Yep,
Absolutely.
he was the MVP this year to me.
So
But
let
yeah,
me read
to
this
us.
report on Victor Wembanyama from ESPN. Listed as doubtful for Wednesday's game against the Portland Trail Blazers because of rib contusion, but there's confidence he will play in the regular season to meet the requirements for postseason awards, according to ESPN's Shams Charania.
I think that the Lakers need San Antonio to lose that game too, to Portland. That's what something. It was
Wow.
like somebody played Portland and they were like someone plays Portland this week. They said so I think it'll help the Lakers out. Maybe it's not San Antonio because there's two, right?
No, it was Denver. Denver
It's
played
Denver.
Portland
Oh,
last night,
okay. So
and
that's what it
Denver beat
was.
them in
Yeah,
overtime.
yeah. That's
Denver
what it
beat
was.
them
It was
in
Denver.
overtime last
Yeah,
night.
it was Denver. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Portland was up by 20 last night on them too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't front on Denver either, by the way.
And
Man,
Denver beat them in overtime.
I got the Spurs coming out. Of course, OKC, the champs. That makes sense. But don't sleep on Denver.
Denver's gonna run one of those teams in the ground.
Denver is good. I remember they played LA on that Saturday night game. LA won in overtime. And Jamal Murray shot 1 for 16 from the floor. And then he fouled out on one of the most egregious foul calls I've ever seen in my life. When the offensive player grabbed him and pulled him and tossed him, and they call a foul on Murray to throw him out the game. I was like, are you serious? Like,
And it still went to overtime.
And it still went to overtime. He was 1 for 16. It was like, so I was like, it was a good game for LA to win at home. They got to win that game at home, but Murray's not going to be 1 for 16 in many games like that. So I wasn't.
Aaron Gordon's back because he hit the 3 last night to even take it to overtime. Man. He kicked a late 3 in the corner, took it to overtime, and then hit another one to start overtime off. It's like he's back. So
the team I'm scared about. What about Philly, Kay?
On the East?
Yeah, I'm saying with MB, Paul George rested, Edgecombe, and Maxey.
The Sixers are going to be a tough out on the East.
I don't think you want to play them, man.
They're going to be a tough out.
I got Boston coming out of the East.
I got Boston out of the East, but I'd say the Sixers are going to be a problem for some folks.
So the Knicks, we talking about the Knicks earlier.
Yeah, the Knicks. I mean, I watched the Knicks play. I like the Knicks, but I just can't. I just still feel like Brunson plays like Luka. Like he has the ball too much. I just don't like the way their offense runs. I just don't like it. It's like, okay.
And the difference is he's miniature though. Luka's huge at least.
Yeah.
Like Brunson's small, man. Like,
and that's why Luka
and
gets
that's why every playoffs he get hurt.
Yeah. Well, and Luka can see the floor because he's so damn big. Brunson gets 5 assists, while Luka's getting 10. And Brunson needs 10 assists to make the Knicks successful. And he's in the playoffs is easy to beat them because they run the same raggedy ass offense and they get to zero in on one player.
Yeah, and that's what they do. They put the biggest guy on Brunson, they wear him down, and then when it comes down to it, they double team him and they force everybody else. And basically everybody else be sitting like, dude, you've been shooting all season. Now you want to give me the ball because you doubled and triple team? No, shoot it now.
There you go. That's it. And then blame Karl Anthony Towns for everything.
Wow.
That's the Knicks MO. Like Jalen Brunson plays with freedom and everybody else got to play shook. And so I'm like, I like what they did this year, but I just feel like I don't know. I think Boston is still better than them. And now Boston got a role player. They got a role player in Jason Tatum.
And they got Vooch in the middle with them now. They
got Vooch in the middle, and all those other players got confidence because they stepped up all year.
Yeah. Yup, you got Cater in there, like killing on the boards. You got Hauser and Pritchard and all them dudes just shooting threes. The other dude, what's
Everybody know their role.
Derek
Everybody
White.
know the system.
Derek White,
Everybody
like the
bought
other
in.
dude that they got now, like they got the other dude they be playing now. Like, so they just got dudes out there, man. Like, just got like you said, got the confidence up.
That's why I like them. And I mean,
Yeah.
I like. I mean, the three best teams in the West are obviously San Antonio, OKC, and Denver, and then the Lakers were right there. I just didn't feel like the Lakers were better than any of those other three.
No.
No,
And it's just a matter of matchups. Now, could the Lakers pick somebody off? Yeah, they could, but they ain't picking nobody off with one of the three-headed monster.
Mm-mm.
It's not happening.
Nope.
And they don't play enough defense. Like
Mm-hmm.
you got to play some type of defense in the postseason.
Yeah.
So,
All right. So we know what our picks are. It's about to itch up on 9 o'clock. So I don't know if you got any last words.
nah, man, I'm all good.
No.
Good to see you, fellas.
Yep, same.
No doubt. Appreciate you fellas.
All right.
Yeah. We'll check in next week. Madison
All right,
Sports.
guys.
Yeah.
All right. Peace, guys.
Peace.